What's up, market snipers? Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started here at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as usual. Welcome, Wes Diddy, Rick's Moneymakers Helton, Aldo. Welcome back to the channel. We have a lot to cover today. We're going to be going over Bitcoin. In the title we have, are we going to see Bitcoin below $28,000? So I came up with that target. It's about 27,900-ish based off the very lower time frame, like the 1 hour chart. Here we're looking at the weekly chart. We're going to cover the NASDAQ down 0.7% today. We've got the Dow Jones down, SP 500, Russell 2000, as you can see on my watch list. And we're going to cover the Magnificent Seven. NVIDIA is continuing to break down. The dollar is still bullish. The 10-year yield is still bullish. The VIX is up 7.27%. Gold, is it breaking out or is it a fake out? Man, we have so much to cover. Doc, hello from Germany. Awesome. Welcome back. Let's dive in. Remember, if you're new to the channel, well, if you're new to the channel, you can't remember. But if you're coming back to the channel, remember the first 15 to 30 minutes of the stream is going to be about the charts. We're going to go heavy in the charts. And the second half of the stream, 15 to 30 minutes, we're going to go over your chart requests. So to put in your chart requests, make sure to become a subscriber on YouTube, and then you can comment what asset, and we'll dive into that and answer all the questions and get through all the comments in the second half. Ivan, welcome. Hello, bro. Hello, Ivan. Kyle, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Kyle. So we're going to jump right into it. Remember, the goal is to smash the like button and get 100 likes. We are getting closer on the live streams. The latest video, we've got almost 75% or more, or almost 80% of the goal already hit. So let's dive in. This is the Bitcoin weekly chart, right? Not much has changed. We talked about, from back here at 29,200, price breaking all the way down, right? Hitting multiple targets to the downside. We talked about possibly finding support, right? And then we talked about price bouncing for, it might take a couple weeks, if not a couple months, for the bounce and the retracement to happen and possibly put in a lower high. It went higher than the 4 targets. It wicked up, almost 10%. I think it was 7% in a 10-minute candle, but it wicked up. It was a big move up to $30,000. I didn't have that on the charts. I only had 4 targets, and it would have hit like a 5th or 6th target and slowly starting to reverse back down. So the week hasn't closed. It's still early. We still have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, multiple days remaining in a weekly candle. It's not how the weekly candle starts. It's how it finishes. That's how we always talk about it. The lower time frames are bearish, like the 1 hour chart. So take that for what it's worth. The weekly chart is currently bullish. Like you said, it could be putting in this lower high, building out a right shoulder like we talked about way back here, similar to silver and gold. So we'll see if that plays out or not. I'm going to put out a video later tonight and send it out through the free newsletter. So make sure to sign up over there so you get delivered right to your email inbox with some text commentary as well. So I'm going to send that to the free newsletter, obviously the Discord, and the video will be public on YouTube as well. So we'll do it. I have some things I want to talk about that, I was looking at late last night. And so I want to put it on a video, try to keep it to like 10 minutes, but we know how that goes. It usually runs over. So we'll find out. We'll dive into Bitcoin. We'll come back a little bit more into that. I want to show you the lower time frames there. Caesar, welcome back. Peter, welcome back. We're going to get through all the comments, put in your requests, all that stuff, any questions you have. NASDAQ still doesn't have a sell signal on the weekly chart, unlike the Dow Jones had, right? Or the SP 500 had at one time, or the Russell 2000 way back here, right? So the NASDAQ has not as of yet, but it's looking like it could be putting in that third lower high that we've been talking about. We've been covering it over and over and over again every single day in this live stream. So when people miss a major move, they'll blame the news, they'll blame this, they'll blame that. We're just watching the charts with hyper focused, obsessively, and we're spotting the trend reversals in real time. Most likely, ahead of the rest of the people, of the traders and investors out there. We've got that edge. We're working that edge every single day. Let's turn the drawings back on, right? So we cover this. I like to do a little quick recap. We're going to go really fast because we have a lot to cover, including stay tuned for lemonade. Is down 4%. That could be a gift, right? So we're going to cover lemonade as a thank you. I posted in Discord early this morning my entire exact details of a plan. I'm not in it yet. There was already a buy signal, but I put all the details in the Discord, with exact plan how I'm going to, if it does XYZ in the short term, then I'm going to be looking to take an entry on that. Probably just stocks, because the massive move on lemonade, you can see over here, has like a 30% plus potential or more without leverage, right? So going back to NASDAQ, we had that bearish divergence, right? We had that first lower high, price came down, second lower high. We went live on the live streams. On September 6th, and we were talking about, is this the lower high? It bounced, it found support. Then we were talking about, will this be the lower high? It hadn't been confirmed yet. A candle closed below, the probability started to increase over and over again, right? And then we had that sell signal breakdown back into the first target box area here. Looked like it's finding support second, third time. Started to bounce. We were talking about this. Big move up, lesser move. Is it losing momentum? We talked about this every single day. Had a sell signal, found support at the trending dots, right? And then kind of push back up. Is it losing momentum? Today, there's no sell signal yet today because the day hasn't closed yet. It's a pending sell signal, right? Just like there's been a couple pending sell signals, but this would be the first candle close below this, newly more vertical upward trend line. Of course, below this trend line is a higher probability we come down and see here. So it doesn't mean it's going to be, just because a candle close here doesn't mean it's, I feel really good about coming down to here yet, right? If you get a sell signal, candle close below this trend line and below the trending dots, right? The probabilities continue to stack that the lower high is in, the third lower high. So I'm going to keep the question mark on there for now, but that's what we're waiting and watching for. Will this be the final one? Starts to break down. Then we finally see that weekly sell signal on the weekly chart. Will we finally see that? I think it's heading in that direction, despite what, the naysayers are out there. There's always a few out there. You got to have sniper patience, right? You got to have some sniper patience, and people love to bet against the snipers. And I wouldn't say it's good for your financial health, right? Love to bet against snipers. My NASDAQ future short is looking a lot better today, being up 4 digits. Could just be the beginning. We'll see how it plays out. This is on the 17th, right? So yesterday, Adam, how's it looking now, right? He was kind of thinking the opposite of the snipers. Oh, Adam, patience, my dear friend. Patience, my dear friend. It's okay. You can definitely post and comment against the snipers or against my charts, right? It's okay. I've got thick skin. But if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to admit it, right? But if you're wrong and you posted it, trust me, I will come back. I'm just very competitive in nature, and I see the comments. If I'm right and you posted against me, I'm just going to call you out, right? I'm gonna do a follow up on it. It could be petty, whatever, but that's the way I was raised. My family's ultra competitive. I was very competitive, and they all seemed to gang up on me on the competitive side. So I had to be ultra competitive, right? So it's just part of me. It's all good fun, right? Hopefully it doesn't come off as being mean or anything, but my family's kind of ruthless. So I try to play nice, but also I'm extra competitive, right? So that's my disclosure there. NASDAQ, so it is down 0.75%. Dow Jones also pending sell signal. Could this be another lower high, right? MACD isn't bearish yet, but a lot of times it's a lagging indicator, right? So is this going to be another lower high? Too early to call it yet. Too early to call it yet. Pending sell signal on the S&P 500 looks similar to NASDAQ, where it had the sell signal and then bounced back up, and then now is having another pending sell signal there. Is this a lower high? Is this another lower high? Is it going to continue to break down? Russell 2000, we kind of mapped this out. Is it finding support? Possibly, right? It's been more bearish, so you would think that it would get a bounce sooner or later. So even if the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and S&P 500 start to correct more, it's possible that either the Russell 2000 just continues to break down and be more bearish than all of them, or it gets a relief rally, or not really even a rally, more of like a bounce, right? A short the bounce type of opportunity, a retracement on the Russell 2000. It's possible, right? It's too early to say, but it's been more bearish. It went through this long correction, right? So it only makes sense that it finally gets a bounce at some point and then possibly gets sold off again after that. That's the Russell. The DXY continues to be bullish. It's only hit one target so far. We were talking about this. Will the trend continue, right? It hit 3 out of 4 targets long-term to the downside, hit 3 of the 4 targets to the upside, and then would it hit 3 of the 4 targets here, find support, and then bounce back up? It's only hit one target so far. It's still bullish. The weekly chart is still bullish, right? It's bullish until it's not. That's the DXY. 10-year yield, bullish on the daily chart. It found support here. The other option was, there was short-term bearish divergence. We're like, will it find support? And then would it find support, right? We are looking at those two scenarios. Doesn't mean it couldn't be additional bearish divergence, right? RSI is still down here. RSI is up here. We got to wait for closes, right? We got to wait for the closes. So our price is up there. RSI is down here. Continued bearish divergence. It's on this more vertical upward trend line. The weekly chart is still ultra bullish. As it's still, is there a way to trade DXY? Yeah, there is. I just showed you the Alexi. I'll come back to all the questions and comments, but I'll keep going here. But the short answer is yes, there is. That was the DXY futures, right? So you can trade it on futures, and there's probably other ways as well. Hi, Jesse, and hi, all. Welcome. All right, so we keep going. It's ultra bullish on the weekly chart, right, for the 10-year yields. We're up over 4.9%. The macro experts have been calling for pullbacks this entire move up, right? We're just watching the charts. We don't need to be macro experts. We need to be chart experts. We need to know and trust what we see in the charts. That way we can block out all the noise, all the YouTubers, all the XAP. I know I'm on YouTube. I know we're not block them all out except for me, right? Maybe a couple others. But we got ultra bullish on the weekly chart. So I'm sorry for my mortgage peeps out there. I still have a lot of friends in the mortgage world. Monthly chart is ultra bullish, right? So no slowing down right now. So anyways, it's ultra bullish. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going. VIX, is it going to break out for this longer term downward trend line? I don't love the way I drew this trend line. I don't, but it's there and I'm going to keep it there. It looks like it got rejected once or twice there. It's bullish on the weekly chart. It's been bullish on the weekly chart since mid-September, right? And on the daily chart, we had wick, right? All over. The MACD had that bullish crossover. It's getting into the zero area. It's positive territory on 0.04. It's getting more bullish on the MACD. It's the sharpshooter RSI EMA is getting into bullish territory itself, right? Doesn't mean it couldn't be another big pullback, letting the trending dots kind of catch up. But could we see a breakout in the coming weeks, if not month or so, or this week, possibly on the VIX? It's possible, right? So still bullish, on the daily chart. We looked at this. We talked about it way back here. We said, even with this breakout, expect crazy moves like this. It's almost played out crazy, eerily similar to the way I drew it back here. And that's what we've been watching. You go back to previous live streams. I drew it like that. It's a wild animal. And yes, if there's a follow-up question, you can trade the VIX too, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's a wild animal, right? There's probably better things with higher probabilities. I've traded the VIX with options in the past before, and I've caught lightning in a bottle, but I don't make a habit out of it, right? Even myself, I don't want to make a habit of that because over time, I'm probably going to lose with the VIX. So you take a nice big win with the VIX, you mail it in, and you go back to a safer or a less volatile asset, right? It's literally the volatility of SP 500. So gold breakout or fake out, right? So we're talking about the last breakdown. What a big move down that was, followed by like just a quick reversal back up. The day hasn't closed, but it could at the end of the day still be a lower high. But it is of note that we're talking about back here. If this is going to be a breakout, we wouldn't expect. Now it's possible. It is possible, but we don't expect it to just go straight to the moon, right? We just don't expect that. What a move, though. What a massive move. What we do expect, if this is truly going to be a breakout and not a fake out, at some point, it's going to let the trending dots catch up. At some point, it's going to put in, let me get this right. A higher low, right? A higher low. So at some point, it's going to put in a higher low. And then to me, that would be the higher probability breakout. Now, does that mean that it couldn't just go straight up like this and then come back in that higher low is a back test of the trend line? Yeah, it's possible. I think as of right now, it was such a massive move with like a short squeeze. I think that's less likely. So we'll see how the day closes, and then we'll see the follow up on that. Right. So on a breakout, if it's breaking out this quickly, it's possible that there's a back test to that downward trend line. So we're just continuing to watch it on gold futures. The weekly chart, right, had that reversal candle on the weekly chart. So it could be that was it, and now we're going to see the breakout and more upside, right? Because there was a confirmed reversal candle, and now this would be like, if we get a weekly close, right? It's only we still have till Friday. So if we get a weekly close, that seems like, hey, A, that's a breakout, and B, that's kind of follow through after reversal candle, after finding key support very close to this horizontal line, very close to the 200-week moving average, right? And it hit multiple targets to the downside. So that's what we're going to continue to watch. Too early to call it quite yet. And I wouldn't even say you're out of the woods on the weekly chart until it closes back above 1965. You close back above 1965 on a weekly level, or almost 1966, then it's putting in a higher high, right? Until then, it could still be a lower high, right? So that's gold futures. Silver, not looking as bullish as gold as of yet. So is it lagging time-wise? Or is this a breakdown, back test, and then resumption back down? So keep an eye on that silver. We're going to come back to lemonade. I want to go over that chart because we talked about it. But let's move over to Magnificent 7. We're rock and rolling here. 18 minutes, no sound. No sound, Doc Doc? You'll be the first person to tell me that there's no sound. Maybe let me know. Double check. I don't see it on mute or anything. And I did a mic check before I jumped on. Let me know, Doc Talk. That was an 18-minute runaway there. So let me know. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to assume that the sound is on. Sound is fine. Thanks, Aldo. I appreciate that. Doc, turn your volume on. Sound is spot on. Perfect. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I mean, I think someone would have let me. Oh, no problem. I'm pretty sure someone will let me know early on. And trust me, it's happened before. I accidentally hit the mute button, so I wouldn't say that I wouldn't make that mistake again. Typical Jesse. I've done that many times in recorded coaching. I've done that in video updates in the Discord, all that stuff. So NVIDIA, again, bearish divergence, all-time high plus bearish divergence. We've been calling this out, right? Price came back down into this target area, bounced, Looks like a lower high was getting put in. We talked about this, right? Talked about it. We talked about it. We talked about it. Reversal candle plus lower high, right? We were talking about it even on the pending reversal candle, closed below the trend line. Looks like a back test to that trend line, came back down, and then yesterday we had the sell signal. It was a gap down all the way to 420, 424 ish, right? We've been calling this out in real time. Looks like it came back, closed the gap is good, like probably good enough, right? And it was the first close back below the trending dots. And now you're starting to see follow through here. Is it going to come down and put in a lower low? It seems like it. Seems like the probabilities. Javier, awesome. Luis, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Ibrahim Mohammed, awesome. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Doc, it's okay, man. Thanks for letting me know. I'd rather you tell me and I don't go 18 minutes without, having any sound. So we'll keep rocking and rolling here. NVIDIA is continuing to drop down, just as we talked about. We were talking about way back here in the Discord and on the X app. We started going live on the 6th. So we're talking about this breakdown way back here. Bearish divergence on the 6th. You can go back to the live streams, all that stuff. We have this massive gap over here, 20% gap. What we've been talking about is I'd be very surprised if we don't close a 20% gap, right? It's a massive gap. Eventually, we don't know when. But we do know the market makers don't like 20% gaps. They probably created the 20. I mean, not probably. They created the 20% gap, but they don't like to leave them open. So the market makers will close their own gap sooner or later. Let's take a look at Meta. Oh, hold on. Let's go to the weekly chart. We don't have a pending sell signal yet, but it looks like it's trending that way, right? And the other day we drew this, or I don't even know when we drew this out, but we drew this out as like this could be that lower high and starts to come back down. Now we have pending sell signal on RSI, probably MACD bearish crossover pending, right? So lagging indicators, right? Pending not always lagging, but sometimes lagging. So, but also confirmation that further downside or the trend reversal. So that's NVIDIA daily chart. Meta put in additional bearish divergence. It's always a possibility, right? So you got a peak here. You've got a higher peak here, additional bearish divergence, but it's looking like a possible lower high on the weekly chart as well. So if this was a peak on our side, it's a lower peak while price is higher. So it's bearish divergence. Is this a lower high here, right? And now we're going to start to see it break back down after closing at 21% massive gap. We got a 10% gap, and we have a 20% gap left open from the bottom when we were focused on the 21% gap at the top, right? Way back here. If we go to the weekly chart, way back here, we were talking about at some point that 21% massive gap will be filled. Didn't know it was going to go on an amazing run all the way up. Even my own best man of my wedding bought down here and rode it all the way up. I don't know if he sold. Last time I talked to him, it was starting to break down. He hadn't sold, so I doubt he has sold. So that's only part of the equation. Buying is only part of the equation. Having a sniper entry is only part of the equation. You also have to realize gains and take profit. So, but I'm not his financial planner. I was just letting him know, hey, he wasn't doing well with like a Tesla move from the top down, an initial correction. So I threw a dog a bone. So Meta weekly chart. Let's see. This is a peak here, right? This is a lower peak. That's bearish divergence. Is this going to be a lower peak on RSI? And is this going to be a lower high on price? Too early to say in the weekly chart. It could, right? Amazon starting to break down. Got the bearish divergence, right? Trending downward. MACD bearish crossover. Trending down. Below the trending dots on the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Pending sell signal. Pending sell signal. All right. So we've got bearish divergence followed by a drop down, followed by a potential lower high here, right? Too early to call it, but it's starting to look like it more and more, right? So no MACD bearish crossover, but it is below the zero line. So it is still in negative territory. RSI back in bearish territory, right? That's Amazon. Tesla John, 15 likes, 16 watching. Good morning, Tesla John. Welcome back. Microsoft, we're going to be covering Tesla next. Good timing, unless you've already been here. So Microsoft, is this going to be the lower high? Too early to say yet. Too early to call it. This could be the lower high here. This could be another sneaky lower high here on Microsoft. Higher probability is breaking back down from this trend line and the trending dots from there. Let's look at the weekly chart, right? Weekly chart looks a little bit different. You had the peak back here. You had a lower peak, which is bearish divergence. You had a lower high here. Is this going to be another lower high? Too early to call it. MACD did have that bearish crossover, but is still in bullish territory. So if this turns out to be a lower high, could see further downside with a sell signal on the weekly chart and then lower targets to be hit after that. I posted the other day or yesterday on the X app, will we see below $300 on Microsoft, question mark? Well, if this is a lower high, then I would expect that, right? Tesla breaking down, right? Sorry, Tesla John, it's breaking down. Sorry you missed that scalp, but at least you're on the right side today. I hope, right? Unless you FOMO'd into that scalp position to the upside. Breaking down from this trend line, right? No sell signal on the weekly chart yet. You got this longer term trend line from January 2023. If it starts closing back below here, right? The trends basically confirm that we're going to see lower prices down. Daily chart had the sell signal a couple days ago, right? So Tesla John, we are talking about this lower high here at 265. Could it be a lower high? Could it be a lower high? Could it break down similar to silver? This was looking very similar to silver's pattern, right? Had the sell signal, was trying to find support, You missed out on this tiny little scalp here, intraday trade, right? We weren't concerned. We weren't rattled. We thought it would probably go down, right? Sniper patience, right? Sniper patience breaking down as we speak, down 3.37% from the lower high talk. We're looking at this wick here, currently down 8.4%. You can bet against snipers. I just wouldn't recommend it, right? So we won't be 100% accurate. We won't be 100% right. We are wrong, trust me. But we do get it right more often than not. And, so you may have missed this scalp here, but it was a breakdown, a quick bounce up, fake out, back up to the upside, trap the bulls one more time, trap them. They didn't trap Tesla John. He didn't take a scalp. And now it's breaking right back down. So that's Tesla. Oh, let's look at the weekly chart. Oh, we already did look at the weekly chart. There's no sell signal as of yet, but lower high, not confirmed. So is it going to put in a lower low, right? Is it going to put in a lower low? It's trending that way. It seems like it. No guarantee, but it's definitely trending that way. Apple, here we go. Bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence. Big drop down. We drew this out in real time. We were talking about a move. Maybe it come back up like this, fill the gap. It partially filled it, pretty much filled it. Come down. How would it do, right? Put in a lower high at some point. It did. It didn't play out exactly. This played out almost exactly. And then we were looking for another lower high at some point, and it looks like that. And then we had the candle close here. We're talking about, would this be another lower high? And a candle close there, started to trend that way. Sell signal here. Now it broke down again. Is back testing the trending dots. Will it continue downward? We had a sell signal on the weekly chart a couple times. It's still battling it, but trending down overall, right? Bearish divergence, lower high. Will this turn out to be the lower high? I think so. It's too early to call it, but it is trending down. MACD still had that bearish crossover on the weekly chart for Apple. Seems like lower prices at least retest this target box again, and then we'll find out from there. If it starts to get more and more bearish, then the third target, possibly the fourth, and then retest the 200-week moving average after that. Google, we were covering this yesterday. It's still early on in the game. I know we're going to get more likes, Javier. Thanks for keeping track of it. I appreciate it. Tesla John, thanks for keeping track of it. Appreciate it. We want to hit 100. I know. Replay crew has to help us, though. We can't get it all on the live streams quite yet. So let's zoom in here on Google. We were talking about this bearish divergence, right? We're always prepared for possible future bearish divergence. We were talking about this, possibly breaking down at this point. It broke down, barely pierced target one, bounced, rallied hard, right? Bearish divergence. Could this be the lower high, right? Bearish divergence. Could this be a lower high? Too early to call it, but it seems like it's starting to lose momentum, right? Creating that wick, right? So we'll see how it plays out. This could be bearish divergence, higher high. And then this could be a sneaky lower high and then continue downward from there. We got gaps down here. We don't have 20% gaps, but we have gaps. We have gone through a lot. One more I want to go through before we get through everyone's likes and requests. We're 31 minutes in. We did pretty fast. Lemonade. Let's take a look at Lemonade. So this is what I was talking about in the Discord, right? Kind of map this out. Just a quick recap. So back here in the Discord, we're talking about a breakout. I even posted on the X app, I think, but we covered it in detail a lot on the Discord with all the details, right? All my thought process, all that stuff. Breakout. So it had a breakout, hit multiple targets to the upside. This is the final target that it hit. Talked about, it's getting overbought. At what point do you decide to take profit, right? Do you take it at a key target area, right? It's getting overbought at a key target area, right? Try to push as long as you can. Price breaks down. Looks like it's putting in a lower high. At what point do you put in at what point do you take profit, right? You got to have all this mapped out in advance and watching it in real time. Now it's breaking down again, right? And then it gapped down with the sell signal, right? So at what point do you take profit? Even if you got in back here and you got out late, you still were profitable, right? Even if you got in, like, say, a breakout here and you didn't get out till there, it's still a 35% gain. If you were dialed in like we were even back here before the gap up, right? 120% potential gain. Obviously, the goal isn't try to capture from wick to wick. It never is. We try to capture 80 to 90% of the move. We do the best we can, but a lot of times there's gaps up and gaps down. When this broke out, we were already putting in the gap, right? We were already putting in the gap at $11. Now we've gone through a 2-month consolidation and a 55% correction, which is insane. Almost 56% correction. Filled this gap, right? So 2 months, 56% correction. Now it's starting to find the bottom, right? And if you're looking at it, right, you have some bullish divergence here, right? Breaking out, had a buy signal, right? Closed back above the trending dots, kind of went sideways and up a little bit. And then I noticed like the bigger move up. I still wasn't in a position yet. It came off my radar over the past couple of days, right? So I missed this, but it doesn't mean I won't catch it, right? So there's a big opportunity, and so I posted this with all the details. Even if it hits target 2 from this back test of this trend line, which is a potential, it's a 30% move on stock market with no leverage, no options, nothing. Just hit target 2, which is a key target area, is 30%. Obviously, it could be higher, 40, and then even all the way to 60%, and it could be as low as possibly 13%, right? But there was a confluence of reasons why that could probably hit here from anywhere from 25 to 32%. So I just put somewhere in the middle, right? I care more about a confluence target box area. This is Lemonade. So it's kind of hard to see on the daily chart. So if you zoom in, I drew this on the lower time frame where, it could come back to key target based off the 1-hour chart, find support and bounce, maybe back here, right? Or all the way back here and then bounce from there. So waiting for higher probability reversal on like this lower time frame. It was getting overbought on the 1-hour chart. So waiting for for it to find key support and then wait for that next breakout, possibly on that lower time frame. It's going to be something like that, right? So this is what I'm talking about, higher probability reversals. I'll probably have to, since I was late to the party way back here, now I have to drop down to a lower time frame on the daily chart, and this is where I'm going to be start to look at from here. Let me change this to that, a straight line. And maybe it'll present itself like on this lower time frame, it comes down like this, bounces up, and then something like that. So wherever it is, watching, waiting for it, and then wait for that breakout on the lower time frame. Find support. The daily trending dots are back down here. Key target areas are down here, where it's already hit and retraced. So I'm kind of watching Lemonade there. Lemonade's a fast mover. It's even though it's millennial insurance, as they say, 35% of Lemonade customers are millennials or younger, right? Even though it is insurance, they have AI in every aspect of the company. From what I'm told, based off of sources on the internet, I'm not at the company, so I don't have any affiliation with them. I know zero about the company other than what I read, and I don't trade based on fundamentals. But my point is, if they have AI incorporated to all aspects, my original point was, way back here, was it could be a fast mover, more like a tech stock than like a slower moving, kind of boring insurance company, right? Could be a fast moving like tech stock because they have tech in every aspect. So that's my thoughts on Lemonade. I'm looking for a nice pullback like it is. I posted in the Discord early this morning. It broke down. I didn't even see the breakdown come back to key target area yet. Bounced. And then now we're just kind of waiting, watching patiently. May take, a day or so. And then I'm going to pull the trigger for a stock position at that point. And nothing major, a little more than lunch money. And I'm not planning to do any leverage with it at all. So that's my thought on it. Let's go back to all the comments. Let's get back to everything we're seeing. Let's check out Bitcoin, 28,300. This is the 1 hour chart. Potential below 27,900. Let's get back to the daily chart, right? Daily chart still holding on to the 200-week moving average as of right now. Could come back down to the trending dots. Let's go back to it. West Diddy, let's win with Jesse today. And boys, yep. Good morning, Market Snipers and gals with West Diddy. We have gals on here too. So guys and gals. Good morning. Let's go, Rick. Welcome back. TLT taking one for the team with fresh new lows. Olson, Aldo, misspelling my name on purpose. Love it. Thank you. Because I'm going to mispronounce many people's names over time. It's just not my expertise is pronouncing people's names from other countries around the world. So Aldo, misspelling my name on purpose. And what do we? TLT. Let's look at TLT while we're going through the comments. Yep, I told you. It's still bearish on the daily chart. We don't care what the macro experts say for 2 years. It's ultra bearish on the monthly chart. The bottom is falling out. There's no signs of a reversal as of yet. MACD, way bearish, is really bearish, right? My English is supposed to be my first language. And a lot of times it sounds like it's my second language, so I apologize. So anyways, that's TLT. Ultra bearish on the monthly chart. Could it put in future bullish divergence? Yeah, but that's a big what if. 200-week moving average is way far away. At some point, it could get a bounce, but that's a lot of speculation. We don't want to guess the bottom ever. A weekly chart is also ultra bearish. Could this be bullish divergence? Yes, it could. Could this be additional bullish divergence? Yes. Could it have additional bullish divergence for the next 6 months to a year? It's possible, right? So we're not guessing bottoms. It has a lot of work to do before it becomes like something interesting for me. Like I already talked about in previous live streams, daily chart, bearish, right? Ultra bullish on the monthly, ultra bullish on the weekly. bearish on the daily, right? So it's bearish until it's not. That's TLT. All right. Yeah, Rick, game time. Let's go. This is all before the stream. Awesome. Just reading the charts. Yep. No execution yet. Waiting for a higher probability. Good job. Smart move, Aldo. Ryan, good morning. Welcome back. Doc, hello from Germany. Kyle, good morning. Ivan, hello, bro. Hello, Ivan. Hey, Jesse. Peter, I comment on the X app regarding natural gas retrace and 4-hour buy signal. All right, Peter. Welcome back to the Sniper Discord also, or welcome to the Sniper Discord. And let's take a look at it. So natural gas. Yeah, we have natural gas. We've been watching that. I've been watching that as well. So I'm glad you pointed it out so we can take a look at it today, right? So it had a nice move up, right? And the weekly chart is still bullish. And at some point, I think we hit that target, that longer term target box. And at some point, Peter, I think we do hit that 200-week moving average. But we expect retracements along the way. The weekly chart is still bullish. So is it going to retrace and let some of the trending dots catch up that are currently at $2.78 right now? I think so, right? Is this it? Is it going to come? Natural gas has been a wild animal, right? There's leverage with natural gas futures. And so it looked like a mini, this looked almost identical to Bitcoin. This is why I started talking about it way back here in the Discord in detail. And it was a lot for people to kind of go through all of this patience wise. So I stopped covering it as much, but it doesn't mean I wasn't in and out of positions on lower time frames myself. I had some very good trades on lower time frames. It was a fast mover, right? But I stopped covering it because I saw there was a lot of people discouraged that, it takes time, right? It takes time to go through a bottoming phase. It takes time. It battles. And then just at that point where you're exhausted and you no longer want to deal with it and look at it, it takes off to the upside, right? So at some point, it could get a retracement, right? Come back to the trailing dots and even possibly come all the way back down and then reverse back around and hit the next target. So for me, looking on the lower time frames, I do think it comes back up here. So this is going to be an opportunity for me, right? So MACD bearish crossover. So I'm not shorting this. I'm just waiting for a pullback. Remember, back here when it broke out, you wouldn't have seen this unless you're on a lower time frame, right? And on the lower time frame, it gapped above. So we have a gap down here. Could it come back and fill the gap prior to reversing back around and come back up? It's possible, right? So if I'm looking for that next opportunity, I'm waiting for some sort of retracement, possibly back to key target areas, possibly to fill this gap. Who knows? Maybe even lower. But I'm not looking for an entry now until the next opportunity, right? So once it's getting ready for like a possible reversal and it's looking like price is going to break back out, it doesn't look like much, but even like a breakout from like here back up to the 200 moving average is 32%. 32% might not sound like an altcoin or anything like that. That's amazing or crazy, but you got to keep in mind this is future. So call it 10%. That's a 300% move. So though it's definitely on the radar. And so on this retracement here, if it comes back to key target areas while the weekly chart is still bullish, is buy the dip season until it's not, right? So that's what I'm currently watching. It may not even go that deep. It may not even fill the gap as of yet, but that's what I'm watching. It's in retracement mode right now. It's in correction mode, kind of let the trending dots catch up on the weekly chart, let the moving averages catch up, all that stuff. So that's what we're watching. Good call, Peter, on the X app. Thanks for reminding me. I would have totally forgot. I told you to remind me on the X app, and I totally forgot. And I'm glad you reminded me. So when I get rock and rolling, then I kind of forget about here and there. You just got to remind me. Caesar, good afternoon, Jesse. Can you chart PBR stock Petrobras? Okay. PBR. let's chart it. Let's take a look at it. We're gonna go through all the comments in the second half of the stream, like we talked about. I think that's it. All right, let's take a look at it. I'm pretty sure it's ultra bullish on the daily chart as of right now. And then Caesar, let me know: are you in like a long position, or what's your plan of attack? What's your game plan? All that stuff. Weekly chart is bullish. Are you already in it and you're trying to push it, right? If you're already in a move, the weekly chart is bullish. The MACD is above the zero. It's trending upward. RSI is bullish at 69 on the weekly chart, right? The daily chart is ultra bullish. So doesn't mean that there couldn't be retracements along the way. Monthly chart, we zoom out, had a buy signal back here in June 2023. Has been bullish, right? So it looks like, I've never charted this before. So we're going to zoom out here and take a look at it. It's been in a bear market since 2008. This is definitely interesting, Caesar. So let me know what your thought process is. Let's see. So bear market since 2008, right? This is a massive move down to $14 from here, right? Massive move within a matter of months. That is crazy. 80%, right? Dead cat bounce all the way back up. Man, I wish I was trading that back then. Oh man, 260% dead cat bounce. That's insane. Followed by it found bottom here just under $3, right? So from the all-time high at $77 ish, 96.5% off, right? Found bottom, 8 years later. Looks like a higher low was put in on the monthly chart, right? It's been battling. It looks like a breakout, right? Longer term from down here, you've got like I could eyeball test this, and it looks like target one, right? I can eyeball test this. Long term could be like target two, target three, target four, possible, right? Could be a massive run. So do you want to chase now? I don't know. I don't like chasing. If I'm watching an asset, I want a sniper entry, right? Even back here, I'm sure there was a sniper entry at $11 or whatever it is back here. If I zoom down, you're already up 40%, right? But the monthly chart is bullish, right? So if we look back towards the 200-week moving average a couple months ago, sure enough, just above the 200-week moving average, actually just below it, you even had a sniper entry at $11. And then even if you waited for close back above the 200-week moving average, if you're a long-term investor, you would have been in at $12, right? So, do you wait for a pullback at this point while the monthly chart is still bullish, while the weekly chart is bullish, getting close to that ultra bullish territory, right? At some point, there's going to be a retracement, and then do you take a sniper entry after that? So, but it could be a massive move on PBR to the upside. May take a long time to play out, may not, right? This was a wild animal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months down, it dropped 80%, right? And then this dead cat bounce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about a year, 9 months, 12 months eyeball test, right? December, yeah, about 12 months, 260% bounce. Amazing opportunities for that, right? After finding 96.5% off, is it going to get a bigger retracement up, right? Is it going to come back and retrace up? Something like that. Could be a massive move. Hope that helps. I'm already in it with 20%. Awesome. Push it as long as you can. Are you looking at it from like a long-term investment, or are you on like some sort of a trade, right? So that's what you want to watch, because the daily chart, sometimes when the magic happens, but it's already starting to get overbought, right? Could remain overbought for much longer than what people would expect. It had a reversal candle back here at $14. That would have been a nice re-entry there. Everything's trending up, but it doesn't go straight up typically. I guess PBR looks like it on the monthly chart, but hold it and push it as long as you can. Great job on that. All right, so good call. I always like charting something new if you're into it. Is there a way to trade DXY, Alexi? Yeah, there is. I was showing the futures, and but be cautious because you can trade it on forex. Typically, that's with leverage. Oh, just spill some water. Oh, and then futures is also with leverage. So just be aware that, I wouldn't use high leverage like futures and or forex until you're ready, until you're feel like you're an expert. So if you know your entries, your exits, where you're wrong, push the trades as long as you can, stop losses, all the basic stuff that we talked about in recording coaching for 60 plus hours, right? If you want to take a deeper dive over there, if you're already in it, I'm not sure. But hi, Jesse and all. Yep. Hi, team from Doucheland. Okay, awesome. Let's go, everyone. Smash those likes. Yep. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. Higher, low. Look at you go. I'm getting it right, Aldo. I say it wrong all the time. I see that. It's okay. No sound. Yep. Sound is fine. Good. No problem. 15 likes, 16 watching. Good morning. There's going to be a lot more. There's more watching now. There's going to be more likes. I know it. On the live streams, we've been hitting about 30 to 40 likes on the live stream. So people come and go. And then we've been getting a little bit over 40 to 50 likes on the live streams. We're going to get to 100. I'm confident with all your guys' help and support. Help me, help you, help me, right? And that's what we need. We need the subscribers. We need the like button to smash. I appreciate it. Thanks for all your help. Let's get back to it. Javier, 16 watching. Thanks for the update. Appreciate it. John DeLuca, macro experts called the bottom in TLT again after the last bounce. John, we need them. We need the macro experts, right? They're going to be wrong for 2 years. We need their liquidity, right? I mean, are they even trading though? Are they even trading, John? We don't know. You could be on TV. You could be on YouTube. You could be on national TV. You could be on YouTube. You could be Jim Cramer, right? You could be on the X app with hundreds of thousands of followers. And it doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean you're trading with real money. And even if you are trading with real money, it doesn't mean you're profitable, right? We don't have that luxury. We have to be profitable. We have to be right. So we study the charts obsessively. I was looking at charts till 12:30 a.m. Took the dog out for a late bathroom break before we went to sleep. I don't know how I'm still going. May not be an hour and a half session today. I think it's going to catch up to me, but we're going strong. We're rocking and rolling. We're going hardcore. Get those likes up for Jesse, people. Thanks, West Diddy. Appreciate that. Macro experts continue to be on the wrong side. We know that, but we need them. We need it. There's always winners. There's always losers on every side of a trade, every side of an investment, whether you're on the higher time frames like the weekly chart, stuff like that. Ryan, 84 is the level on TLT. Is the level, all caps. Let's see. What is the level? Did we map that out on like a weekly chart or something? It's below $84, by the way. It's currently $83.93, Ryan. So this was a daily level. Are we going back to like previous weekly level, right? Way back here. There's no support until you go back to 2007, right? It's in a free fall from recent activity. If you look at a weekly chart, you've got a weekly level here of the last weekly close here. This is kind of your last line of defense longer term, right? And then you've got some more support down here. After $83 and $81, I have no idea where TLT is going after that. It's in new territory after that. So it's in a free fall right now on the monthly chart. It's in the free fall on the weekly chart. It's ultra bearish, right? So it just took out this close here at $84 on the weekly chart. No weekly close below it yet. Just took out this wick here, right? On the daily chart, just took out this close here. So a daily close below. It's ultra bearish on the weekly and monthly chart. It's right at the $84, currently below it right now, right? So we'll see. I'm already in. Awesome. Good job, Caesar. Proud of you. Reiki, welcome back. Longtime sniper. Just joining. That's okay. You'll catch up. We need you on the replay crew. You good? I'm good. I'm rocking and rolling today. I am good. NASDAQ down 0.85%. I'm sorry for your losses, the bulls. I'm currently up in my shorts. Dow Jones, Russell 2000, 1.65%, continues to be lower. I saw a chart the other day. If anyone has this chart or knows a way on TradingView, if you're a sniper in the Discord or the X app, direct message me. Is there a way on TradingView to do the S&P 500 without the Magnificent Seven weighted, right? I didn't see it on TradingView, but I saw someone post it like on some sort of like, I don't know where they found it, but it was someone did the research on it. And I would really love to see 493 of the S&P 500 without the Magnificent Seven. Also the NASDAQ. Is there a way to chart it without that weighted Magnificent Seven? I'm just curious for fun what it would be like. S&P 500 is really bearish, right? If you take out the Magnificent Seven, and same with the NASDAQ, right? So maybe not as much as the NASDAQ, but I'm good. Everything's good. Welcome back. Midwest Surface refinishing, looking to add more short position on cash between 49 cents, 51 cents, with next take profit at 38. All right, so you want to take a look at CAS, I'm assuming. I think I've looked at it here already. Not today, but in the past. So we'll just take a look at it if that's what you want to take a look at, Midwest Surfacing. 49 cents. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's too early to call it, but you got that bearish divergence with the reversal candle. You're going to hear me talk about it more and more. I'm loving the divergences followed by a reversal candle. It doesn't mean it's 100% exact, but talk about stacking probabilities. You got divergences, whether bearish or bullish, followed by a reversal candle. Man, I'm loving it more and more, right? Divergence, reversal candle, lower high, right? Like how much more higher probabilities do you need as prices breaking back down? Boom, quick little reversal candle. Is this putting in a lower high on CAS, right? There's a wick here at 47. Will it go higher? You know, there's a buy signal. Will this end up being a lower high? Too early to call it, right? MACD, you know, no crossover yet, right? Will this end up being a lower high? We probably have to drop down to a lower time frame. It's possible. You've got a buy signal on the 1 hour chart. So it's possible it goes up higher to your target area. It's possible, right? So you probably have to watch it on a lower time frame. It could just be a wick situation on the daily chart. So just keep an eye on that if that's what you're looking to do. Hope that helps. Midwest Surface refinishing. Looking to add West Diddy, get those likes up for Jesse, people. Awesome. Thanks, my man. Appreciate it. Reiki, have you already covered commodities? Covered natural gas. So, yeah, covered that one. Anything else specifically you want me to cover? Reiki, longtime sniper in the Discord. Happy to cover it for you. We're right at an hour. I'm definitely not going to go the full hour and a half. So if you want me to chart it, if not, we're going to call it here. You got 10 seconds to let me know if you want me to cover anything on the commodities. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. What are we doing on Bitcoin here? We still have another minute. Oh, do we have? No, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Nothing. Right. All right. Bitcoin. This is lower time frame. Let's get back to the daily chart. Still holding on for right now. NASDAQ almost down a full 1%. Is it breaking back down the trending dots in real time? This is what we're looking at. Is it breaking down in real time, right? Is it starting to crash? Is the market crashing? Are we taken by surprise? No, the snipers are not taken by surprise. No, we're not. We've been calling it. We've been waiting patiently. It's okay if you're trying to catch me slipping. It's okay. It's all right. I'm still here. Patience, my dear friend. We need everyone. Uh, we have thick skin. It's okay. We're used to it. We've been posting charts on the X app since like February, March of 2021 when I got bored, right? 2.5 years or more, people have been going against the snipers. It's okay. We're used to it. It's not a big deal. We typically get the last laugh. Not always, but typically we usually do. It's okay. AI is the tick. Oh, Ryan, AI is the ticker. Are you looking to? You want me to take a look at AI? Oh, did you ask me that and I missed it? If so, I apologize. Uh, let's take a look at it. AI, yeah, I have it on my. I'm pretty sure I have it on my watch list. I've covered it before, maybe not in the live streams, but covered it a lot in the Discord, I believe. Let me just type it in. It's stock, right? You're looking at the stock one. AI, all AI. Yep. Yeah, I've covered this one a lot in the past. Yeah, I think MP may be a strong level to start buying. Okay. Uh, let's look at AI for Ryan. We talked about this in the Discord in the past. Probably not on the live stream because it was already in correction mode, right? So talked about this as a potential buy, right? With all the AI hype and stuff that was going on. And then at what point do you take profit, right? You've got bearish divergence on AI, right? And then you had this reversal candle over here, followed by a breakdown and a sell signal, followed by a nice correction to a key support area. Is it finding support? Is there going to be a bounce? That's probably what we're all want to start watching. Had a close back above, buy signal, came back down. Is this, let's take a look. Is this no, not bullish divergence, right? Is it? It's close. It looks like a double bottom almost on the daily chart. You kind of zoom in here. Kind of like a double bottom, slight. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. No, not bullish divergence, but pretty close to a double bottom. I would say like a slight double bottom. But you got a higher low here, another higher low here. If it starts closing back above here, right? Starts closing back above here. Too early to say, but if it's finding support and you're looking for like some sort of a breakout, maybe you're kind of looking at something like this, right? Getting close. So if you start to see like price breaking out, could see like a possible, these are fast movers, right? Could see it's a tech stock as AI, could see a higher retracement. So let's kind of bounce back up here. Maybe you have to look at a lower time frame. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Babster, welcome back. Good morning, Sniper King. All right, so we're going to get into all the comments. We still got some time here. We're rocking and rolling today. Probably won't go the full hour and a half. So the 4-hour chart had another buy signal. Is it going to find support here and then get another breakout move to the upside? I'm looking forward to get above a 200-day SMA. Okay. We have the 200-week moving average on the chart, but not the 200-day. I'm not a big moving average guy other than like awareness, like a bookmark, because a lot of people do trade the moving averages. So that makes sense. A lot of investors think that, back above the 200-day is bullish, for investing standpoints, and back above the 200-week moving average, a lot of investors think it's, bullish. But as far as like a bounce, if you're looking at like on this daily chart from this big retracement down, if it found key support area here, right? If it found, big move up, retracement, does it come back up, right? You got like probably like target 1, target 2, target 3, maybe target 4 for a bounce, right? So I don't know how that plays out with your overall, but keep in mind, right? It might only be a bounce, right? And if it's a longer term play, If it's a longer term, you probably see it come up like this, hit multiple targets, come back down, find support again, and then that would be like a longer term possible play there. Of course, it could just be one big massive move and continue straight back up to the moon, right? Could be a massive move. You never know. This is a big, massive move down from here, right? If you look at it, massive 150% move. It's a fast mover. It's a wild animal. Be careful. Don't risk more than you can afford to lose, right? AI is the ticker. That's what we're talking about. MP, we could always come back, possibly take a look at it. Babster, good morning, Sniper King. Good morning, Babster. Welcome back. Could you talk about it if we got stopped out of the Bitcoin short you were in? No, I didn't get stopped out. You missed it on the previous stream. I was watching it on the X app because I was in probably a little bit more leverage than I would like. So I was watching it like a hawk. And I posted on the X app on Sunday morning, my time. It was about halfway through a 4-hour candle. It was a pending buy signal. I was up more than 50% at one time. I wasn't like diving into the unrealized profit and loss too much. But the short position, I closed out at the buy signal. It was a pending buy signal on the 4-hour chart with just under 26% gain on that short position. So now I'm just waiting patiently to get back in on another Bitcoin short. Looking at the 1-hour chart, it is bearish on Bitcoin, but just waiting as of right now, right? As short. So just kind of waiting for like the higher time frames to kind of like get closer and closer, see where I'm going to take that next entry. Just going to wait patiently right now because the daily chart is bullish. It could go through like this whole could go through like this whole kind of like process. And then if it starts breaking down from there, maybe I'll take a short there from there. So waiting to see if it's going to build out this right shoulder or if it's going to actually come back up and then break out to the upside. It's a possibility, right? Weekly chart is bullish, all that stuff. So I'm going to do a Bitcoin video later today, this afternoon, tonight. I'll send it out to the free newsletter. I got some things I want to talk about that I saw on the charts from late last night. I want to talk about it. I'm going to spend about at least 10 minutes on that video, 10, 15, 20 minutes on that video, see how long it takes. And I'm going to cover Bitcoin, a couple things I want to talk about. Grant, morning. Welcome back. Market Sniper, long-time sniper. Grant is one of those cases where he started as a long-term investor in the Market Sniper early on. He was one of the first ones, early March 2022, right? Still, he was on the X app before that. And then he moved over to, I didn't even know, but he ended up telling me that he moved over to swing trading the daily chart. So we converted him from an investor over to swing trading the daily chart. Hope you're doing well over there, Grant. You're still here. I hope you're profitable. Hope you're doing great. Ryan, I'm looking forward to, okay. Yep. Talked about that. Good evening from London. Welcome back, Lawrence. Right. Definitely. Thanks. You got it. You got it. Babster. Wow. Well done. Well, we'll see. I didn't fully maximize it in hindsight. The downside, Babster, is up. I was up more than 50% on that move. So yeah, I'm glad I locked it in. In hindsight, I wasn't stopped out, but in hindsight, I could have locked in a lot more gains. So that's the continued battle we have internally of like woulda, coulda, shoulda. At the end of the day, that was the last trade. Now we got to look at the next trade. What is the most important trade? The next one. Can we learn from previous trades? Absolutely. Backtesting is ultra important. Ugur, Aiden, welcome back. Longtime sniper. Awesome. Welcome back. Good morning. Thoughts on Nike? Oh, let's take a look. I think this would be see, we had MP, but I'm losing steam. Had a late night last night. Let's look at Nike. I think I have it on here. If not, let me just search for it real quick. It'll be a little bit faster. Nike, spend a little bit of time on it. What are your thoughts on Nike? What are you looking to do? The daily chart is ultra bullish right now, right? Oh. Did that. Forgot to take it off of the. So it's currently ultra bullish. after it was ultra bearish, right? So at some point, it's going to put in a higher low, right? So if this was a low, at some point, it's going to put in a higher low. There, it gapped up. So that's interesting. It went from like, let me change this to the gap line so I remember. I've been doing this for years, and I just like to keep it consistent, right? So it's currently ultra bullish. So if you missed the gap up or you missed like a buy signal on Nike, I wouldn't be chasing here. Me personally, I wouldn't be chasing. I would expect, people are probably feeling fear of missing out, right? And it could pump. It could pump hard, right? You had a huge retracing back up. But I personally wouldn't be retracing. I'd be looking for that higher low. Where is that higher low going to come? Come all the way back down, came all the way back up at some point. It could come all the way back down at some point, put in a higher low, fill that gap, and then move. And then I would be looking for some sort of a breakout from there, right? That's just more my style. I'm waiting for higher probability reversals. And if it gaps up, I move on, right? There's nothing, or if it gaps up, gaps down, there's nothing you can do about it, right? For example, I had a PayPal breakout trade. Everything was lined up. Earnings report was positive overnight, and they gapped it down more than 10% on me, and I had to take a loss, right? So, the market makers do what they want. Yeah, I think I missed a long on it. Yeah, I think so. But you missed this gap up, right? It gapped up. There's nothing you can do about the gap. You would have had to take a buy, somewhere around there, right? Because this downward trend line from like that, right? There was no breakout. It gapped up, and then there was a buy signal, and you have to take it at that point, which is not an ideal setup, right? It's not an ideal setup. I want to take the breakout in real time or before the gap up, right? So, and there wasn't really that opportunity on this one. It was ultra bearish and went right to a gap up, followed by a buy signal. So, the better entry, the higher probability entry, is waiting for that next pullback, wherever that pullback is going to be, wherever that higher low is. That next breakout is the breakout, right? So that's what I'd be doing on Nike. Last one, MP. I think that was a question. Who did MP? MP. Right there. Midwest Surface Refinishing. MP. Let's see. Maybe strong level to start buying longer term for rare earth play, especially between. Okay, MP. Let's take a look. I can feel myself losing steam, but we're going to power through it because that's what we do. Okay. MP. Let's see. This is a bottom. This could be a higher low, right? Then you had a candle close back above trending dots. Trending dots are starting to turn back around, starting to turn green, right? MACD bullish crossover. Still under overall support. We'll take a look at the weekly chart, right? So this was like a more aggressive breakout downward trend line, really aggressive, right? So at some point, it could come back up like this, bounce, put in another higher low, and this could be like a longer term, higher probability reversal to the upside with potential higher targets, right? So until then, it's got some work to do. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart is still bearish. It could take some time for it to play out, right? So probably want to wait for that patience, right? You got a weekly chart even back here. Could take a couple weeks to play out. That's what we're waiting and watching for. There are signs of relative strength, but it's too early to call a bottom. That's MP. If that's it, let's take a quick look back over at Bitcoin. I'm just curious while we're here. 28,400, still holding on. NASDAQ, weekly chart. Here's the daily chart. Still pending sell signal there. Kind of zoom in here. Let's look over at the Magnificent Seven, right? Some of them are still holding on. Pretty much where they're at right now. Keep smashing the like button. Keep subscribing so you can comment the assets you want me to chart. Thanks for coming back. Hour 15 minutes. Another strong calls on the charts here. We'll see how it plays out in real time. We'll continue to sniper the markets together day by day. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate all of your support, all the love, all that stuff. And we'll see you tomorrow on the next one. Thank you.